Yes, 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 yes. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. So I'm here in my office. That's where I do all my paperwork. And got an email from a person who early, I've done, I don't want to call it mentoring, shared information with. I'm not trying to be anybody's life coach or anything like that. I'm just freely sharing information. It's better to give than to receive. That's a universal principle. And inside of that is this universal principle of the law of reciprocity. If you do something nice for someone, they want to do something nice for you. Maybe you call that networking, whatever you want to call it. 4 things are the most likely, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the financial apocalypse, 4 things most likely to steal your wealth in life are going to be these 4 things. I call them the 4 Ds, quadruple Ds. These things are what get pretty much everyone. The first one gets everybody. Nobody gets out alive. Death. Literally, all of us are going to die. Some of us are going to die smart, with a plan and a will, and their money's right, and money gets distributed where you wanted it to go, and your wishes are respected, and there's a fucking legacy, and you did it smart, and you didn't cause trauma. Some of you are going to die and destroy your family because they're so selfish, they didn't take the time, they couldn't be bothered with preparing for their own death, which is going to happen to everyone. It's not a big surprise. So we have a process for this. It's been around for thousands of years. It's called a will. You can leave a will, and instead of leaving fucking chaos, you leave a legacy that blesses and benefits your family. You have an obligation. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You hear me say that. You have an obligation as head of your family to do the right thing. You, whoever you are, man, woman, whoever's in charge at your house, you have an obligation to prepare for death. It's called a will. You have children, you have an even higher burden to prepare for death. Do you have a will? Yes or no? Highly unlikely you have it updated. Highly doubt you do. I'm sure you're slacking on this. Virtually everyone does. Also, inside of this idea of death, let's say you're 30 years old, you got a 2-year-old, a 30-year-old wife, you're trying to make a living, you're trying to do this 5,000-year-old thing I call the millionaire blueprint, where we're trying to get rich, working with what we have, where we are, but what we can do. And you're doing that, and I applaud you. And you got a net worth of, let's say, $100,000, and you drop fucking dead. What now? Well, that $100,000, which was applaudable, now isn't shit. You're dead. There's no money coming in. So what now? What now, smart guy? Smart girl? What now? You've left your family in what? Horrible legacy. You didn't prepare. You didn't have a will probably. Oh, and you didn't have life insurance. So if you don't have $1 million, $1 million, you need life insurance. Now, I'm speaking to a guy who's read my books, and I communicate with people through DM, text, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, all that shit. And he says, hey, I know in your book you don't have to die broke. You say I should have term life insurance if I have less than $1 million. Seems like I could take that money and invest it and be wiser. Yeah, because you're stupid. Because if you're leaving out risk, he's only seeing the positive. And risk is part of risk management. If you're going to be king of your castle, if you're going to be in charge of your own world, if you're going to be building this empire, part of that is risk management. Banks, hedge funds, investment firms have risk management officers. Because sometimes your mind can get fucking clouded and only see the good things and not see the bad things. And so there are people whose job it is to point them out to you. That's what I'm doing to you right now. You have to prepare for death, early death. If you die in a car wreck and you only have 75 grand, you're going to leave your wife, who's now going to be looking for a new husband, and she's broke. Okay? So that's part of it, death. Also, your wife, you could have. But if you have over $1 million, maybe you don't. You don't like your spouse, don't get it. That's a possibility too, and we'll get to number 3. Number 2 gets all of us too. Disease. Not all of us, but it can. Could run in your family. You could have bad luck, bad lottery, bad genes, whatever. Look at Job in the Bible, smashed by God, and it was all part of the divine plan. Maybe you're called to do that. I don't know. But disease, now, you could not drink every day like an alcoholic. It's a possibility. You could not smoke cigarettes. You could not engage in activities that cause this to be increased because you feel a loyal sense to your family, right? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's tough being in charge, right? I have this thing I call the 10 pillars of success. Pillar number 1, how you think is everything. Pillar number 10, take full responsibility. So if you're smoking and drinking and otherwise living awful, you don't have health insurance, and then you drop dead, That's on you. You put your family in that position, and your legacy is now shit. That's your legacy. And maybe no one wants to say it. I'm going to say it for them. That's what you left your family. So ask yourself, if I die tonight in a car wreck, right? Where's my family? If I drink myself, I don't know. You have to answer that for yourself. Disease. Again, there's bad luck. Shit just happens. Some people get cancer, some don't. But we can do behaviors that keep that from happening, right? Oh, what else could be under disease? How about health insurance? If you have the ability to pay for health insurance, you should pay for health insurance. The number one reason for bankruptcy is no health insurance. Number one. The number one reason for bankruptcy is no health insurance. So you have to have some sort of fucking plan. Now let's say you don't have health insurance. Cool. What's something else you could do? Have a large emergency fund, like $25,000 so that you can handle most office visits to a hospital. And if you go to one, what should you do? Someone needs to be in charge of taking care of the finances. You don't get this luxury of 3 months later, oh yeah, we went to the hospital and now our credit's fucking ruined because no one paid attention to it. You are the king and queen of your castle. You are personally fucking responsible. Period. That's the truth. You are responsible, not the government, not Obama, not Trump, not Clinton, not Warren. You. Nobody else. You. So you have to have health insurance. You have to have term insurance, and you have to be working to accumulating $1 million. Like, that's your goal. This shit's I'm dumping it on you. It's going to get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Okay? I have, 42 different insurance policies. I have 7 different bank accounts, 5 different brokerage accounts, 2 different bankers, 2 lawyers, 2 accountants. See what I'm saying? Like, heavy is the head that wears the crown. These things begin to pile up. If you don't want responsibility, then be homeless. Homeless people have the least responsibility. Pillar number 10 in the 10 pillars of success is take full responsibility. And as you try to get to $1 million, the responsibility level is going to go up, 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 and up. Okay? Number 3, divorce. Woo! I've been divorced. Lost everything. Here's the funny thing. She ain't getting it either. What's going to happen is they're going to take your 100%, and the lawyers are going to take 10 to 20%. The lawyers, the legal fees, blah, blah, blah. 20 to 30% is just going to be eaten. And you're each going to get 40, maybe 30 to 40%. So your 100% becomes 30%. Congratulations. That's number 3, divorce. So what can we do about that? We could pre-plan. Think you're going to get divorced? Is it a possibility? In my book, You Don't Have to Die Broke, I teach this thing called the do-over account. The do-over account's about protecting yourself. Could be you, individually. Could be you, Miss Queen. Need to protect yourself from a horrible husband. Or vice versa. Don't be blindsided. Divorce is a real thing. Maybe it needs to happen. Maybe the two of you get out ahead of it. You come together amicably and you say, listen, this ain't working. And we need to figure this out. I don't know. Divorce will take half your money, more than half. You'll probably be left with maybe 30% of your money. And then number 4, this is the one that gets almost everybody, disinterest. You start at the gym, a couple months in, disinterested. You start a new hobby, not interested. Get a new girl, start losing interest. You start a new trading strategy, doesn't immediately make you money. I see this all the time. I sell a book called The Money Flow Trading System. I'm up over 30-something% this month. I've taught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people how to do this. The number one thing of failure, it's not picking the wrong stocks. It's not learning the strategy. I could teach a fucking 5-year-old with a crayon the strategy. The problem is people lose interest because most people are functioning on a very, 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 very low level, like a turtle. Right? They're a turtle compared to an eagle. This is where most people are walking around asleep. They're asleep. They're not trying to get to $1 million. Ask your friend when you're at work tomorrow, say, yo, what's your plan to get to $1 million? See, most people are too stupid to understand that anybody in America, regardless of age, race, or financial situation, in 7 to 10 years can lay the foundation to becoming a millionaire. Anybody, literally anyone. You could be on welfare right now and begin the process. To open a brokerage account is free. You have a smartphone. Only thing keeping you from doing it is your thumbs, literally. So anybody can start this process of getting to $1 million. Everyone's going to have to deal with death. Some point, everyone may or may not have to deal with disease. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe your mom gets a disease. You don't have the emergency savings. You have to give mom your money so you can't invest to get to $1 million. See how these become connected? Maybe your new business partner gets fucking divorced, loses interest. He gets divorced, loses interest, and then, hold on. You trying to talk to me? Oh, okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. It's my kid. At Ethan is supreme. So your business partner, he loses fucking interest, gets divorced, or maybe he gets cancer, which causes him to lose interest, and then he dies, or she dies. See? Yeah, get it? This is how it works. Death, disease, divorce, disinterest. These are the big four that are going to steal your money. Hey, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Follow along. Hopefully my abrasive style, that's on purpose. Try to get you, snap you in, get you. My goal is to try to help you lay the foundation to getting to $1 million. The blue collar way. Just grind it out. Make yourself some money. And build wealth. Anyone can do this. I promise you. If you don't have a free copy of my book, you don't have to die broke. It's a digital one. I'll email you the free digital copy. If you want some physicals, they're awful cheap. Check out my podcast. I would appreciate it. I got 2 different podcasts. God bless.